Etta be a little more creative and flick the way she usually does. And on the other side, you know, looking for Tammy to just make a ton of balls and to have Kaitlyn just use that drive like she does in singles to kind of give them that advantage.
Was on it, and Christian Emmrich will come away with the first point. Games to 11, win by 2, side out scoring.
1-0-2.
Wow, what a counter for Tina Pisnik. Unbelievable, one of her strengths.
Tina has those hands from tennis, and I'd really like to see her game progress into that. She used to just start off just only dinking, not, you know,
0-1-1.
doing too much offensive. I really like to see her use that flick. She has it, and it's a game changer for her.
Second serve.
Gets away from Texas. What a shot for the Hogs. Second serve now.
0-1-2.
Goes again. Tina Pisnik really good at getting the ball down too. There's the point differential for the Ranchers, plus 51 this season. The single shot we saw, I don't know what it is after the match, but 155, Hunter. That is quite a number, but just to put it in perspective.
Side out.
I like to see Tammy speed up there, use that aggression.
There's point differential for the Hogs in reverse.
1-1-1.
Minus 113 for comparison. It's counted down
Point.
line for Tamaryn Emmrich. And a lot of the success of the Hogs does rest on whether or not they can get a game win outside of Ben Johns. So that's certainly the pressure that the ladies carry, or the mixed doubles duo that does not involve Ben.
Yeah, anytime the Hogs can just get any kind of point away from Ben, I think that puts them almost at an automatic win, because you know Ben is going to be probably looking to get those 2 points most of the time the way he plays. So
Second serve. Three, 1-2.
Nice sequence. Oh, unfortunately called for a football, but Kaitlyn Christian executing with power at the line. There's a look at the Johns brothers. Always fun to see that act in the mix together, though. Ben and Collin, iconic duo.
Ben seems to be in good spirits today, so
it's a good sign.
We'll see what happens.
Good start.
1-3-1.
She caught it right on the line. Nope, it was just called wide.
I think that was the right call.
One, 3-2. Point.
Trickling third from Etta Tuionetoa. Slips off the paddle of Tamaryn Emmrich. Chance to tie it here for the Ranchers.
2-3-2.
It's handled there, and we are locked up at 3. Should also point out the Texas Ranchers are in a back-to-back situation. You know what that's like. What's the player's perspective of, hey, you come right back out and do it again in the following match?
Yeah, in this heat, it's probably a little bit tougher, to be honest, but you're definitely warm, so going up against that next team definitely has its advantages, but got to hydrate for sure.
Nice play. Tuionetoa is on it, and she can be monstrous on the left. Effective in a lot of ways. What do you see when you look at Etta right, and Tuionetoa, excuse me, on the left after this point?
I like Etta on the... I like Etta on the left. I mean, she has that reach. She kind of is almost a little bit of a Ben Johns on the women's side, just with that easy reach, easy flick, easy power. She really, when she uses...
Carolina now in the Utah Black Diamonds to follow. Forced error for the Hogs as Texas continues to run away with game 1.
7-3-2. Third out. Three, 7-1. Point.
There it is for Carolina.
4-7-1. Second serve. Four, 7-2.
Ooh, just back to Tammy.
I like how Tammy goes for those balls. She just needs to dim down the power just a little bit, make them play. Don't miss it too far long.
Pisnik read it well, put her body in perfect position. At least adjusted position.
8-4-1.
Great recovery.
Second serve.
Christian, second serve now at a Tuionetoa, loading up at 8-4-2.
8-4-2.
Oh, nice. Kaitlyn Christian is on it. Pisnik thought she won the point. We did too. Ball back to Carolina. If you could coach this team, which you do, with your women's doubles team, what would you advise for Christian and Emmrich to come back into this one after this point evolves? Ooh, and a Tuionetoa eats it.
To make it easy, I would just play more points like that. No, they just really need to lock in on their strategy here. I think they need to keep moving the ball around. If you get into a dink rally, just cross court with both these ladies, they won't miss. So they got to really make sure they move that ball around.
Second serve.
Back to it. Etta Tuionetoa. Ryan DeWidgeon going nuts on the sideline.
5-8-2.
General manager for the Ranchers. He'll be joining us in the booth. The mid-match interview. Look out for that. Can always hear him.
Side out.
It's always good to have that kind of energy on the bench, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Keeps the players going.
8-5-1.
Just Christian.
Point.
As Martin informed us before this, Tina Pisnik and Tamaryn Emmrich, very good friends.
9-5-1.
Same area of Florida, just across the coast. The state, I should say. So much pressure from Tuionetoa, and she has so much force.
So much raw power from Etta. When she's aggressive like that, there's not much you can really do to stop her.
10-5-1.
Game point for the Ranchers.
Point game, 11-5.
And this, Tuionetoa and Pisnik run away with the first, 11-5. The ladies.
You can really see his level start to raise, and he's super athletic, so it's fun to watch on the court.
The Johns brothers getting blown off the court. What a sequence for the Ranchers. They have a lot of pace, drive and crash energy on the side of Texas.
0-0-1. Second serve.
I think for Ben, there's definitely extra motivation to beat his fellow compatriot, Christian Alshon. I think both of them have some competitive spirits whenever they play each other, so let's see what happens in this match.
Oh, Collin instigating down the line, blocking it through the middle. What a sequence.
Collin's always been so good at just countering. If he can continue to do that, it's going to be a tough feat for the Ranchers here.
He's also been the coach of Tina Pisnik on the other side of this matchup, too. He is very familiar with what Collin Johns can come up with. Carolina.
You don't see that. You don't see that too often from Collin. That speed up doesn't usually go there.
1-0-2.
Maybe it's because it's Eric Oncins. I don't know.
Tries to curl it down the line on Alshon. It goes out, side out for the Ranchers.
0-1-1.
Oncins setting up a perfect point. I mean, this guy has unlimited upside in my mind.
He has so much reach. He can flick just about anything.
Becoming a serious problem for every team he matches up against.
2-1-1.
Of course, has the pedigree. Father Jamie, tennis pro and pickleball pro as well.
Second serve.
Here's a look at Ryan DeWidgen, original season for the Texas Ranchers, the inaugural one, 2021. Tim Klitsch telling us last couple events ago that nice pressure from Collin Johns, telling us a couple of events ago that he was happy to relinquish the general manager role to a guy like Ryan DeWidgen, who's dialed into the sport, paying closer attention.
1-2-1.
Delegation was the key for the Ranchers to have success.
serve.
Lucky break there for Eric Oncins.
1-2-2.
Wow, what an angle from
Side
Alshon.
out.
The length that these two have, just that reach over the kitchen line is just huge. You can see the angles that they can create. They can reach in. They can go straight at your body if they want to. They can flick it, bring it down. They have a lot of options.
Drop.
Wow.
Oh, what a point. Both sides. What'd you see there?
Little argument here.
Texas
Johns
Ranchers
brothers
are
touched the ball.
challenging that the ball hit Ben Johns' paddle, then went to Collin Johns' paddle before it came over.
Okay.
Result of the
Take a look at it.
rally. After review, the rally stands as played.
Oh.
Texas Ranchers will lose 1 free video challenge, have 2 free remaining. Time in. 2-1-2. Point.
Well, they get it back anyways. Pickleball gods must have seen it the other way.
They say the ball doesn't lie.
3-1-2.
I guess that's right there.
Point.
Another.
4-1-2.
At 6, as we usually do. Just wide, heavy drive from Oncins puts them 1 point away from the end change.
5-1-2.
He's got a wild serve
Point.
to
Timeout,
6-1,
6-1-2,
Texas.
Ranchers.
He's got an unconventional swing pattern
call.
on the
He
serve.
He
7-1-2.
runs through the serve, but as you can see, it really penetrates through the court. Ben's already missed 2 returns from that. And you have a drive off of it as well. I think that's the key for them, is when they're aggressive. I've played Alshon plenty of times. When they're driving and crashing and hitting low to the net, not much you can do.
Side out.
Simple counter from Ben Johns. At least he makes it look that way. Carolina has some work to do here.
1-8-1. Second serve.
Touch from Eric Oncins has the power and the finesse too.
1-8-2.
Ooh, that one's not going to work. Alshon takes accountability, as he should.
I think Alshon could have sped that up right at Ben's chest, to be honest.
Nice recovery there for Alshon. There was a fun moment. Cisco's new podcast with Jared in the kitchen, talking about the Hunger Games. Who would be the least likely to survive and the most likely to win? And it still came out to be Ben Johns from their assessment.
Tweener action from the Tweener King there.
Johns tries to test Eric Oncins, who's 1 step ahead. Ranchers stand 2 points away from going up 2-0 on Carolina. This is the game they needed to obtain a regulation win in their eyes.
9-2-1. Second serve.
In terms of points per match in the standings, Texas right now hanging in
9-2-2.
5 spot, which I believe they believe to be a top 3 or 4 team at least. That's why.
Point.
8 point Ranchers.
Just suffocating pickleball, as you can see. There's not much the Johns brothers can do. Both have very good hands, but with these drives, it's not easy.
Clip off the tape, and Texas runs away with game 2, the Johns brothers.
Game 3, time in. 0-0-2.
Oncins jumps right to the middle, and that was great intel too. You've been in that situation, especially in men's too. You're kind of floating with the right and the left with QD. Would love to get your thoughts on Alshon taking some reps and readjusting that mindset as we get started here with game 3.
Yeah, I think it really helps to just have a mindset of being able to play each side whenever you need to. And I think that really helps, especially so you're not getting confused every time you have to play mixed or you have to switch up and play right side in the men's. Try and be as versatile as you possibly can as a pickleball player.
0-1-1.
Oncins makes Ben Johns eat that one. Win here for Texas, and they clinch regulation win and 3 valuable standings points.
Side out.
Ben going for the ultimate fast-paced drives here, trying to get some free points.
Second serve.
Second serve now, yeah, the Ranchers, Ryan talked about it, sit 5-3 right now in the season with 16 points. Tied with Miami in terms of points.
Side out.
If you look at it in the win-loss record way, but if you look at it points per match, they're still doing okay. Towards the top of the list.
0-1-1. Second serve. Zero, 1-2.
Wow.
That one's not coming back, but love the scramble from Tina Pisnik on the other side.
The Ranchers just all around have just very good hands, every single one of the players.
1-1-2.
That's what it takes to beat a guy like Ben Johns.
Oh my. Eric Oncins flies around the corner, hits the Burt. Unbelievable athleticism from this guy.
1-1-1. Service warning, stop play. Coming up here. Doesn't matter what the flight of the ball is, it's at contact. Here we go, I'll recall. 1-1-1. Second serve. One, 1-2. Side out.
That's what's, it's going to take Ben to just take over there to make sure those balls don't touch the ground, keep the pressure on, make Eric try to hit those kind of smaller margin shots.
Point.
Just like that.
Carolina needs this win and the 4th game win to have a
2-1-1.
shot against the Ranchers. Not sure I like the odds for Collin and Kaitlyn in that situation. Another well placed from Eric Oncins.
2-1-2. Point.
From there, and Eric Oncins couldn't get a hold of it. Carolina takes another point and their biggest lead of the match. Full scramble. Oh, and Eric Oncins finds the outer edge of Tammy's foot. Nice defense, though, scrambling in opposite directions for Tamaryn Emmrich.
Tammy's got some wheels there. Wow.
1-3-1. Second serve.
Ben taking over again. That's what it's going to take. Put
1-3-2.
as much pressure as you can on the Texas Ranchers here.
driving off the tape, and Pisnik accepts the winner to follow. Chance to tie it here for Oncins. And Pisnik.
2-3-2.
Nice return deep to the baseline. Oncins second guessing whether or not that ball was good. It was. Ball back to Carolina.
3-2-1. Second serve.
Again, catching Ben Johns in the race.
I think that's a great play for Tina. Keep him honest as he's trying to stretch over and get that forehand.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Oh, a conflicting call. Oncins called it good. Tina Pisnik threw up the finger, and
Timeout. We have a
was
challenge
close.
to the
I'll
out
take
call
her.
by the Texas Ranchers.
I think he might, Adam Stone might be able to save
After
his
review,
butt
the
from
in-roll
Blaine slapping it
stands.
too much, getting too
Texas
excited.
loses. One free video challenge. Has one free video challenge remaining.
So it was
Carolina
in.
has 3 free video challenges. We'll resume play.
And Ben
Carolina
was
serving at
correct.
4-2-2. Simon.
What do I know?
Graham absent.
4-2-2.
Ryan with the chirping on the bench. Love to see it. Tammy's not having any of it.
This guy's an animal.
Side out.
Love to see that from Eric. He's just got so much reach. When he takes over, you just feel suffocated out there. So if you can, they really got to drop away from him.
2-4-1.
Kind of be uncomfortable and play a little more aggressive. She's so solid usually.
Second
Johns
serve.
takes over the point, forces the second serve.
2-4-2. Point.
It's just so good. Where do you think the turning point was for Tina Pisnik? She was at the challenger level there for a bit, and then spent some time being coached by Collin and put a lot of work into it. What is it that
Side out.
made her like a staple at the top of the
I
sport?
think just understanding the game with the help of Collin. I mean, she has the know-how just from
4-3-1.
tennis. To be at that level, you have to be at a certain mindset, a certain technicality. I think a guy like Collin, who understands the game so well, is just one of the biggest advantages.
Point.
Pickleball is all about putting all the pieces together. It's a chess match out there, especially in doubles. So knowing
5-3-1.
different patterns, how your game style plays out, key parts being successful here.
Ben playing singles, creeping all the way over to the right.
That's why I have so much problem with him in singles, because he does that.
5-3-2.
So you gotta switch my game style up, I guess.
Side out.
2 in a row.
A little too much.
Ball back to the Ranchers. 9 Premier level teams in action this weekend here in Daytona Beach.
3-5-1.
TP
Second serve.
hits it home at the feet of Tina Pisnik. What a shot from Ben Johns.
3-5-2.
Eric with a nice little slice and dice there across court. Just a little bit too wide. That ATP.
Side out.
Tina with the miss there. You don't see that honestly too often. Looks like it got into her body. She tried to keep
5-3-1.
away from Ben's forehand. Wasn't enough.
Second serve. 5-3-2. Side
Oh,
out.
got it.
Foul
Excuse
caught.
me. Great shot from Oncins, this
Almost
guy.
looked like it was going out.
Yeah,
Wow.
it did. The trajectory initially.
Could have very well missed that as that ball was spinning towards the net there.
3-5-1.
There's that flick.
Oh, battle won by Oncins, and he cues the crowd accordingly. Wow.
Eric loves the cue for the crowd. Loves to get the fans on their feet. Still has a bit of that college tennis in him with that fire inside of him. Loves to get that energy going.
He was the former world number 35 in the world in pro tennis. Legend.
Brazilian legend.
Second serve.
John silences the crowd for now. Texas looking to tie it ahead of the end change.
4-5-2. Side out.
I love Tammy reaching in there as a right side player, throwing a little bit of aggression.
5-4-1.
It seems to help the left side men there.
Point.
I think there's
Time
going
out.
to be a challenge.
6-4-1. Carolina Hogs. Time in. 6-4-1.
Explosive movement from Ben Johns off the kitchen.
Seven, 4-1.
That one's wide enough if Ben was ready to get involved in the play, even if it wasn't.
Ben just hoping that ball went over, and it did, luckily.
It's already moving.
Left foot.
Ooh.
Second serve.
I mean, look, you could see Ben on the way up to the kitchen. I already knew that ball was going well wide. So now we'll see if Tina adjusts and starts to keep Ben honest there down the line. Ben scooting over, so good. Great reads, 10 steps ahead of what it seems like. And timeout.
Texas, 9-4-2.
I think he's just such an intellectually talented and smart guy that he's gonna succeed at pretty much anything he does, and he's gonna win. So I'd like to be on his team in the Hunger Games. Not so much Roscoe, I don't think. He's a liability. Love you, Roscoe. A flick that I like to see Eric do a little bit more, especially down the line to Tammy. Take over a bit just the way Ben is doing. He has a similar game style, similar reach.
4-9-1.
Just got to get himself more involved here, I believe.
Second
For
serve.
Pisnik, a rare sight to see.
4-9-2.
Wow, inside out and a winner from Ben Johns at the line. Not easy to do.
9-4-1.
That's what I like to see for Eric there, just taking over, using that reach, getting to those more difficult balls that the opponent thinks may not come back.
9-4-2.
That's 2 foot faults there for Ben. Just laughing at it. That's what happens sometimes when you take so much court, you just lose yourself where your feet are, right under you in the kitchen. That's 2. Bert.
Oh, and Eric Oncins misses a gimme.
I almost think that Ben was wanting him to make that ball because I think he deserved to.
4-9-2.
Just couldn't execute.
Speed with it, a little too much.
It's amazing to see the way Ben can just see the court. He sees the angles, he sees the positioning of the other players, and he just executes. And whether he makes it or not and executes perfectly, he puts himself in a very good position to do it consistently. And it seems to pay off quite well.
Tina Pisnik rips it for another point, and Texas with a chance to catch up here. What a setup.
1 point at a time here for the Texas Ranchers.
Ooh.
Side out.
I don't mind that from Eric, honestly. He has the reach to do that. I think he just needs to jump on that a split second quicker.
Skipper off the tape. Bounce for Tammy.
They needed that. See if they can hold them here. A must win for Ben for sure, though.
9-6-2. Side out.
To the corner for Oncins.
6-9-1.
Oh, we're still going. Oh, Oncins read it the other way. And at the last minute, Ben Johns found the opening. Great defensive scramble, though, for the Ranchers. What a get from Oncins. Thought for sure
6-9-2.
Tina would go to the left and he would go to the right.
Side out.
Right back to it, Carolina looking for the game here. They could close it out on Ben's serve. He's going to take an offensive timeout.
At you and how hard they're hitting it at you.
Fair answer.
I think to answer your question,
In this matchup,
for sure, it's never easy to be iced out because, you know, when you see more reps, you get more comfortable.
9-6-2.
You don't overplay, but when you only see one ball every 10 shots, you better make sure you make that one ball. And that's where the pressure aspect comes in. Amazing reach from Eric there.
Side out.
So humid here, you can see how the ball kind of is affected. You can't quite put the ball away
6-9-1.
unless it's really above you with an overhead. Makes it difficult.
Second serve.
Third from Pisnik after an empty trip for Carolina.
Tina's really got to make those, especially at 6'9" here, crawling back. That helps. Just got to lock in on those drops here and give Eric a chance to kamikaze in there.
7-9-2.
Ooh,
Side out.
No dice. Ball back to Carolina. Can they get off 9?
They keep holding them. Let's see if they can keep doing it.
9-7-1. Second serve.
See if they can get another.
9-7-2.
Masterful points for Ben Johns to go up game point. Save the match potentially for the Carolina Hogs. They would need to win 1 more in mixed to push this to a Dreambreaker.
Side out.
Shot into the net from Ben Johns this time. 1 game point saved for the Ranchers.
I think this is a must.
7-10-1.
You need to get some points on the board here. Ben's closing in hard.
Oh, for style points.
Chooses to hit it even though it's going out.
I would love to get another look at that. How about this? Sneaks out wide, cranks the Ernie, and then rubs some salt in the wound to follow. Down it goes again at the hands of Ben Johns. Carolina back at it. Game point number 2.
10-7-1. Second serve.
Target and point there for Eric Oncins. Backs up Tamaryn Emmrich, who can't find it. Game point number 3. That's where it ends. Ben Johns and Tamaryn Emmrich take a game off of Texas, so it all comes down to game number 4.
0-0-2.
Task to take over there.
Side out.
Christian and Etta don't have too many holes. Christian covers the court quite
0-0-1.
well. So it's going to be tough to even see Kaitlyn's drive come into play very much because Alshon's just very lengthy as well.
As a drive like that, she has trouble handling that
1-0-1.
1-0-1 Ranchers with the lead. Short return gets punished by Alshon, who goes for it, keeps it in play. And maybe if he let that ball land, I think that was going wide.
I think he didn't want to take a chance there, just like Ben. That last
1-0-2.
crazy point. That's a great play from Collin. That's what I would love to see more and more. Keep Christian honest. Don't let him establish himself. Once he's moving, he's less dangerous.
0-1-1. Second serve.
It's been interesting to see Collin's mixed game kind of evolve. He's
0-1-2.
takes on that role on the left side. He's played some incredible matches where he actually takes over, drives, crashes, speeds up, uses his hands very well. It's fun to watch.
1-0-1.
We'll need to do that for sure in this match.
Oh.
Second serve.
There's the understanding of the game as well right there. Just picking his spots, keeping Christian
1-0-2.
honest. Perfect.
Nice spot for
Side
Collin.
out.
Spotted the opening. Not a lot of damage done. That service possession for Texas. Now caught having to unwind the stack.
0-1-1. Point.
The board. Collin Johns. The surge of aggression.
I think for Christian as well, his speed up is so good, but
1-1-1.
when Collin knows it's coming, it's not going to be as effective. I think he really needs to attack Kaitlyn quite a
Second
bit
serve.
more.
One, 1-2.
Oh, a little ambitious for Alshon, trying to take that out of the air on the Burt. He knows it. Make it 2-1-2 for Carolina.
Collin. Yes. 2-1-2. Side out.
Steep. They'll settle for a point. Texas will recover.
1-2-1.
Still like that play from Collin.
Point.
He's got to just be a little more aggressive on that flick. As you can see, he kind of motioned that after losing that point. Keep Christian honest. That's the name of the game here.
2-2-1.
Wow.
Second serve. Two, 2-2. Point.
Gonna go inside out of the air instead. Lands in the net. 1 point lead swings to Texas on a 2.
3-2-2. Side out.
Drive and a big miss for Alshon.
Hogs definitely, I'm sure, would love more of those misses from Christian.
2-3-1. Point.
Pull from Collin down the line. Catches Tuionetoa off guard. Tie game continues.
3-3-1.
Nice attack from Christian down the line.
I don't want to say that I want to see a Dreambreaker, but I would like to see a Dreambreaker here.
I'd like to.
I think the more Dreambreakers, the better for the game.
Yeah, we had some fun ones last night. You were a part of the
Indeed.
LA Mad Drops taking out the St. Louis Shock, who were
4-3-1.
yeah, we're coming here to be perfect, but I think you guys could cause some damage in the playoffs, be a dark horse potentially. Nice.
Point.
Try.
Again, I love Collin's aggression. As you can see, it's 5-3 now. Just, I would say, keep doing what he's doing.
5-3-1.
Ooh, that was the right play to misdirect it down the line, but couldn't pay it off. Well played by Alshon.
5-3-2. Start out. 3-5-1.
For Collin, Ranchers with a chance to tie it. Ranchers win here and they secure a regulation win, which would bump them up in the standings.
Four, 5-1. Point. Five, 5-1. Second serve.
Seems to be sweating quite a bit out here.
He's used to these conditions, resides just a couple hours south from here.
5-5-2.
The Boca area. Texas takes hold and takes charge.
Whoa, 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 Pickleballers. Major League Pickleball is coming to San Clemente June 26th to the 29th. You do not want to miss it. Get your tickets at majorleaguepickleball.co.
He continues to just counter well. I think they can maybe be able to take this one. We'll see if Christian can keep being aggressive though.
From Kaitlyn Christian, goes cross courts, catches Tuionetoa on the backhand. We'll see what they can come up with here after a couple of empty trips back to the line. Collin was maybe going to steal one, and Alshon too powerful. What a point.
Alshon really hides that forehand speed up well. It's really hard to read. Collin having a difficult time getting that ball down on that counter.
Collin does it again, 6 apiece. Match on the line for the Hogs.
6-6-2.
Alshon does it again. Side out, Ranchers. What do the Ranchers need to focus on here?
Ranchers just need to keep being aggressive, executing their shots. Etta's being very solid on the right now. I think that's the key here. Picking her times to be aggressive, but ultimately just being steady, letting Alshon play his aggressive game. I don't mind that from Etta. Keeping them guessing, keeping them honest. Got to throw in a little bit of offense here and there.
6-6-2.
Countered, and a quick trip for Texas. Carolina denies them any points. Big opportunity here to separate.
think Collin really needs to step up here. Maybe just go for some
6,
speed
6,
up,
1.
be aggressive, trust his hands. He needs some points on the board here for sure. Not phased at all by that bird.
How hard is it as the guy that's more the beta role in men's to then turn it up as the alpha in mixed?
Oh, it's especially if you're a right side player in men's and then coming to play mixed, it's completely
7,
different.
6,
I mean,
1.
depending on your role, if you're an aggressive right side player or not, but Collin's definitely more defensive, so it's just you just got to switch it on. He has it. That's interesting.
Time in.
I think actually I'm going to give the edge to
8, 6,
Texas with Oncins
I would say so,
and
yeah.
Alshon. I think their guys are maybe just
A little bit better.
unless Ben can sweep every time, which I don't know if he can against Alshon. What a play by Collin Johns. 2 points, and we're headed to the Dreambreaker.
9, 6, 1.
Oh,
He's
right
gotta
there.
make that.
I would say the same thing. Right in his wheelhouse.
9, 6, 2.
Ooh, I'm sure he wanted that counter back. He'd be that 10-6 instead of 9-6 side out here. See if they can hold him.
6, 9, 1.
Ooh, got it.
Second serve.
Little double specialist action there. Moving the ball around. Executing.
Beauty from Kaitlyn Christian.
Perfect execution there. Wow.
6, 9, 2. Side out.
Wow, Collin looked very comfortable on the right there. Mixed or men's, I don't think it matters. Side out chance. See if Collin can get a counter here.
He's expressing the game
9,
plan
6, 1.
to Kaitlyn Christian. The ultimate strategist. Drops it high. Alshon. Looking to finish the point. It's good. Uh-oh, what was that? That one's just deep. Oh, wow.
Couple crazy shots by
That was
Alshon.
wild.
What is that called? The tomahawk?
It
Zane
looked like it,
Naverton?
but it was from an awkward position.
Two in the same
Love to see
point.
that one again.
Wow.
Looking to go up game point here for the
9-6-2.
Carolina Hogs.
Side out.
Is into the net. Could be costly. Texas needs 3 to tie it.
6, 9, 1.
Oh,
Second serve.
Alshon looking out for Tuionetoa. Did not get out of the way, which, how would she know?
She would not know because he comes flying out of nowhere quite often.
6, 9, 2.
Really
Side
impressed with how Kaitlyn's playing. She's
Time out,
stepping up when
Carolina,
she needs to.
9-6-1.
I think they just need to
9-6-1.
keep moving that ball around, keeping the ranchers guessing. That's a good point there.
Point.
I'm sure they'd love. That's a good timeout. Game point here to go to a Dreambreaker.
10, 6, 1.
Heavy
Point
drive
game.
will do it. And to a Dreambreaker we go. The Hogs still alive, proving us all wrong.
Eric is not. He's not a for sure
Game
thing
back
here.
time
So
in.
Good point.
let's see what happens.
0, 0.
It's Ben to start us off. Wow. monster serve. Ooh, up the tee, and that one gets away with it. Or gets away from him, rather. And what does it feel from a player's perspective heading into a Dreambreaker? Like, bring us into last night. What's the emotion?
There's a lot of thinking and not a lot of thinking. You just kind of try not to think. You get out there, you try to get as many points on the board for your team as you can. You try to be as aggressive as you can under control. That's my key takeaway there is the team that's more aggressive, but takes their chances at the right opportunity, I think, pays off the best. If you're a little tight and you're not willing to take risk, you're probably not going to win the Dreambreaker. Big serves as well, as you see Ben going. He's okay if he misses one. He's going to get way more points if he hits his serve big, and vice versa for the return.
2-1.
Wow.
For Alshon, 3-1 is how the first rotation will end. I think Ben will take that anytime against Christian. Alshon, you had a battle with Ben recently on the PPA side at the Atlanta Slam. No easy feat to match up against him. But here's the rotation we're watching. Collin against Eric. Oh,
Eric is notorious, I believe. Every time I swear I see them do a Dreambreaker, he's always clinching the Dreambreaker, especially when he was in Challenger.
Yeah, he really is clutch.
2-3.
It's that energy combined with risk-taking.
Side out, point 4. Four, 2.
Eric Oncins, the only player to ever beat me in the game 11-0.
Really?
Say that. I did win the match, though, so.
Last point here, and it's wide. So Collin takes one. And all of the damage that Ben created is now fully equalized. So Kaitlyn Christian with a big opportunity here against Etta Tuionetoa, looking to be the difference maker potentially, and her team really needs it. Kaitlyn has to be a force against Etta here. We expect it to be, but anything can happen in 4 points. Nice pass out of the gates for Kaitlyn Christian. Carolina looking for their first win of the season.
I always like to see the strategies with the women playing. Sometimes when the singles players playing the non-singles players, I really like to see the non-singles players be aggressive, come in, take the chance. You know, these singles players, they don't have the reps to pass on a dime like they usually can in a PPA. So you have 4 points.
Yeah. So is that your advice for the players that don't normally play singles?
I would just say try to get a good return and come in, make them beat you. Because if you stay back, they know what to do too well. Do it too many times.
Nice try from Etta, stays back and rips one through.
Etta, with a huge smile on her face, she knows how big that kind of point is.
Massive point here. As you look ahead to the next rotation, it's Tammy and Tina.
4-7.
That's deep, man. Missed serve after being right there with one of the best in the world in women's singles. So here comes Tamaryn Emmrich against Tina Pisnik with a 4-point lead. What would you say, Tammy? Just go out and get 2?
I think Tammy's going to be aggressive here. I think Tina has that slice backhand. Let's see how the matchup plays out.
Nice approach from Pisnik, but Tammy handles it beautifully.
I don't mind that, though, from Tina. You know, she took the chance and really made Tammy come up with an amazing shot. Make her do that 3 more times. Let's see.
Right out, point 5.
Right off the line. Tina needed that one. I think it's key here to go 2-2 here for the Rangers at least.
5-9.
Too heavy. Side out. Last point. Tammy with 2, Tina with 1.
10-5.
Put Ben Johns in a more comfortable position against Alshon. Tammy
Point.
gets 3 of
Timeout,
4
Canadians.
against
Time
Carolina
in.
per the history of
11-5.
how Carolina has performed to this point. Ben Johns out for 4 against Alshon. Last time Ben got 3. And Alshon
Point.
goes heavy on the inside out ball and falls short. First point goes to Ben. 3 more to go.
12-5.
Skip off the tape.
Point.
2 for Ben Johns.
Alshon not happy right now. Key component here for
13-5.
leading the Dreambreaker, but just hasn't seemed to be able to get some points on the board.
Point.
Ben just showing exactly what you need to do in a Dreambreaker. Just make balls.
14-5.
Aggression, but you got to make balls.
Side out, point 6.
Right, here
6,
comes
14.
Oncins. Collin Johns out for more. Big rip. And Eric Oncins hits the board.
7-14. Let. I'll recall it. 7-14. Double
Oh,
bounce.
man.
Side out, point 15.
The luck just not on the Rancher's side here. A few net cords, a few missed serves.
15-7.
Gotta clean it up.
Man,
Point.
another miss.
Cannot afford to do that. This is where the strategic mindsets of the Hogs with Ben and Collin come into
16-7.
play. They just know how to.
Side out,
Collin
point 8.
gives one back to Oncins. Does one better than the first rotation. Kaitlyn Christian out for 4 against Etta Tuionetoa. Christian could put her team in the closing stretch. It would be Tammy and Tina in the next rotation.
8-16.
One just deep.
Side
Like
out,
the creativity,
point
though,
17.
for Etta Tuionetoa. First point goes to Christian.
17-8.
Wow.
Inside out, line drive, and a BB. 2 more, and it's match points for Carolina on the heels of their first win.
18-8.
Wow.
Comes to life.
Point 9.
Is it too late for Texas? That's the question. Alley scoring makes things interesting. Not sure.
9-point deficit here. Not going to be easy, but not impossible.
Yeah,
I've seen it before.
Seen it.
9-18.
Wow. Drop
Side
and a
out,
beauty.
point
Kaitlyn
19.
Christian puts her team in closing position. It could end on the paddle of Tammy Emmrich. She has to get through Tina Pisnik. Last time Tammy collected 3 of 4 points.
19-9.
That's why.
Side out,
Big burst
point 10.
from Tina Pisnik.
10-19.
Jess
Side
Wine
out,
going heavy
point
on the
20.
serve. 1 point back to Tammy Emmrich. Match point, Carolina.
20-10.
Ooh, into the net it goes, and you have to win on your serve. Something to clarify here. Tina takes 2 points. Last point of the sequence. And up next, it's Ben
11-20.
Johns looking to close against Christian Alshon. And that's huge for
Side out.
Tammy to get the serve back, at least for Ben Johns to close out against Christian. You know how crucial the serving is in singles. You're a master of the serve.
Ben's going to go for it here for sure. He has room to go here. Let's see.
Side out. Christian takes the first.
Christian also has a big serve. Let's see if he can
12,
execute.
20. Side out, 20.
Sean gives it right back. 1-1. 2 more points to go. Match
20,
point returns
12.
to the Hogs.
Yep.
Point
There it
game
is.
match,
Ben
Carolina
Johns
Hogs.
and the Carolina Hogs collect their first win of the season. I think people probably thought they would get that this weekend, but maybe not against the Ranchers. Welcome you back to day 2, MLP Daytona Beach, and the lead headline today reads, the Carolina Hogs get their first win of the season in a Dreambreaker over the Texas Ranchers. Maybe not the story people expected, but it's the one we got. Ben Johns and Kaitlyn Christian join us now to talk about it. Ben, starting with you, first win of the season, and it was not through winning men's doubles. So what do you make of the first win of the season, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, there were a good amount of solid matches there. Obviously, you don't want to start 0-2, but in MLP, you can certainly come back in a lot of different ways. You can win in a lot of different ways. So I think both of our mixed teams played some strong matches there. KK and Collin crushed it. And then getting the Dreambreaker, you know, we have a good amount of singles players, and, you know, Dreambreakers can go anyway regardless. But I feel pretty confident in our strong singles lineup. So, yeah, team crushed it, and looking forward to the next one.
All right, count it in the win column. And Kaitlyn, yes, Ben teed it up for us. That mixed doubles game number 4. You and Collin had to win to extend this to a Dreambreaker to even have a chance. And I'll be honest, I'll wear it. I put my money on Etta and Christian in that matchup. But what was Collin telling you throughout that game? I assume game plan stuff, but what else fueled you guys to victory?
Yeah, I think Collin just helped me a lot with strategy, and when I have a plan, it makes things a lot easier, and there's no one better to get a plan from than Collin, so kudos to him. We stuck well and played well together, and I guess we're turning into a mixed double specialist team, so it was a lot of fun to get the W today.
Get a kick out of that one. And Ben, you got another match tonight. The task gets a little higher against the St. Louis Shock. What's the mentality and regrouping strategy here the next couple of hours?
Yeah, the Shock are definitely one of the strongest teams performance-wise right now. So, you know, get a little recovery time. And obviously, I think if we can, you know, win 2 tough mixed doubles matches and then bring together the men's and the women's, you know, contender in any of those matches. And then obviously strong in singles too. So, you know, it'll be tough, but looking forward to it.
All right, you can catch that match later on today at 4:15. Congratulations, you two. Big win for the Carolina Hogs. Coming up next for us on center court, the Utah Black Diamonds taking on the Texas Ranchers, who head into a back-to-back situation with a loss that I don't think they were expecting.